Hey, do you ever think about your own funeral? I know that that's a weird question and an odd way to start the video, but do you? Do you ever think about your funeral and what it's going to be like? I think about that sometimes. That may make me weird, but that's okay. Some people have, different songs or different things that they know they want played someday at their funeral. Other people are like, I don't care. I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be partying in heaven. Y'all just do whatever you want to do with me. Everybody kind of has a different viewpoint. Sometimes we don't even think about that until maybe we are faced with that for some reason. Hey, by the way, you are in the middle of a One Take Tuesday where I share a thought, an idea, or a story in one take from beginning to end. No cuts, no edits. What you see is what you get. Yesterday, we hosted a funeral at our church. Now, this was not somebody from our church, just somebody in the community that had a large family, and they went to a smaller church, and the funeral home was a little small, and so they needed more space and wanted to do that here. And so we were able to host them, and we were honored to get to do that. As part of that, we helped with sound and some different things like that. Now, I did not know this individual. I did not know this man, but from what we heard yesterday, sounded like he lived a full life. He honored God and loved his family really, really well. And at the funeral, the family was huge. I mean, there were probably more family than there were other people that were here. Probably at least 60, 70 people just for their family. And different people got up and shared stories. And it was very, very obvious that this man loved his family and that they loved him. And something else that I really loved about the funeral was they laughed a lot. People told stories and they laughed and cried together. And it was very, very encouraging, very heartwarming to hear some of these stories about somebody that I didn't even know. And then they worshiped. Different people sang some songs, and it wasn't just somebody up there singing. The congregation and the family were singing along with them, and they were worshiping together. And then the preacher got up, and he didn't just share the gospel, but he preached the gospel. He talked about the seriousness and the deadliness of sin, and he talked about the love of Jesus and what Jesus did on the cross and how important it was to know him as your personal Lord and Savior. And I leaned over to our worship pastor and I said, man, if I die before Jesus comes back, this is what I want my funeral to be like. People are worshiping, people are laughing, they're having a good time, and the gospel was preached. There was no doubt that everybody here heard the gospel. So I was thinking about that, and I started thinking about even my own funeral a little bit. What is that going to look like and different things? Hopefully that's a long time from now, or hopefully, like I said, Jesus will return before then. But then I was really thinking about that, and I thought, you know what? I am not going to have any say. Like, I can have some wishes, but if I'm dead and gone and I'm in heaven, my funeral can be whatever. My family, unfortunately, will have to plan that and do that. But I'm not going to be there to have any say in what happens. I only have say in what happens today. I only have say in what my life looks like today. Now, I don't know what I'm going to face. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I know who holds tomorrow. And I know that I am called to be faithful and to trust and follow Jesus in everything that I do. But I want my life, not just my funeral, I want my life to be a life where my family knows that I love them and it's obvious that they love me. I want my life to be full of laughter, even in the hard times. I want people to laugh, and I want us to enjoy life together. In my life, I want to worship. I want to worship throughout my day. I want to worship in the good times and the bad times. I want to see a sunrise or a sunset or even a storm and know that that is the power and the majesty of my God, and I want to worship him as I go about my life. And in my life, I don't want to just share the gospel. I hope my life preaches the gospel to the people around me, to my family, to my friends, to people on the street. It's not because of anything that I do or the life that I live, but just because of Christ living in me. And so I don't know what my funeral is going to look like someday, but I pray that today my life will be those things. There will be a life of love, of laughter, of worship, and of God's truth, of his word. And so we may not know what the end is going to look like, but we can live today in a way that honors and glorifies God. So I want to encourage you in that. Live a life that honors God and points people towards Jesus in all that we do. We don't know if we have tomorrow. We know we have today. Love the people around you and love and trust and follow God with everything that you have. Have a great day. Walk humbly.